hard to chase ducks, squirrels. If he's got a new job, his new job is to pay attention to me. It will absolutely solve your pulling problem. Am I walking him or is he walking me? No, we're gonna fix this in literally 10 minutes. Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Adventures in Dog Training with American Standard Dog Training and American Overwatch Canine Services. This is Thanos, 8-month-old Cane Corso, here for a puppy board and train program. He's about 80, 85 pounds, very strong. We've been real easy on him, but today is the day where he's gonna learn how to walk much better on a leash because he pulls really bad and he's on a mission to do whatever it is he thinks he wants to do, but it's time to tighten him up so we can get him on the track or on the path to success. Now he is hooked up to a Hermspringer prong collar, but just hooking a dog up to a prong collar doesn't always just solve your issue. See how far out on the line he is? You gotta ask yourself, am I walking him or is he walking me right now? The prong collar's getting rid of a little bit of the pulling, but he's still pulling. He's still way out front, doing whatever it is he thinks he wants to do. He's not being horrible, but this is far from what we would call loose leash walking, because there's nothing loose about it. If I give him more line, he takes more line. So there's 3 ways to fix this. The first one's gonna be what we call a corrective U-turn. And the way it's gonna happen is, he's gonna be doing whatever it is he thinks he's doing, pulling like a sled dog. He's gonna receive a pop on the prong collar. He's gonna turn to see what caused that. He's gonna see me already walking that way, meaning he must turn and look and see me already looking the other way. So the way the correction is gonna be delivered is like a stealthy ninja. I'm gonna put on my little ninja hat, or I guess it would be a ninja bandana, and I'm gonna very quietly, very stealthily turn and go the other way. As I turn and go the other way, the correction is delivered right at that moment. He may yelp, and that's par for the course. It's kind of like stubbing his toe. You didn't really stub your toe unless you went, ah, god dang. So watch the timing on this. I'm holding him back because the minute I let him go and he gets out front, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet out in front, as his momentum's taking him forward, I'm simply gonna turn and go this way, okay? So it's more technique and timing than it is power, but you do need to have a little bit of oomph behind it. And I can't stress this enough. You are not pulling the dog to catch up to you. You're simply popping it, popping the leash. It should look like this, all right? Boom. So the line must be slack before you pop it. Meaning, if I let him get all the way out front and the line is tight, I cannot pop the line. I can only simply pull him back. Pulling him, pulling him, pulling him. That didn't teach him a lesson. It's right back doing whatever it is he wants to do. I'll show you how you can ease him into it, and that's gonna be give him a little bit of pop like this, and let him know, hey, if you come to me, when you feel a pop and you come to me, you'll get paid. It's kind of a way you'd have to do a ton of reps of that. So we'll do another one. Yes. You can ease him into it. So in a sense, we're priming him for about what's to come. But it's still not quite corrective. That's not correcting him. That's just a little tap on the shoulder saying, hey, when you feel this, if you come to me, there's food. Good boy. Yes, so it's another reward type U-turn there. There's corrective U-turns and reward U-turns. If you hang out next to me, you get paid. Yes, it helps if the dog's hungry, helps if you have high value treats. This is just kibble. Yes, but he's a pretty food motivated dog. So I'm showing him right now the positive way. Hey, if you hang here, yes, good things are happening. But eventually down the road, I don't want to have treats on me just to go for a walk. Yes, again, I'm easing him into it, but eventually we're gonna give him what we would call the hammer stroke. Good boy. Still taking food, still happy to be here. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 5. We didn't get a yelp out of him. Typically, I like to get a little, hey, that means message was delivered. Good boy. But you're gonna see a major change in him getting out in front in the next 1 or 2 U-turn corrections. If he peeks me with the corner of his eye, we do not do the U-turn. I do not want to correct him for looking at me, even if it's with the corner of his eye. I do not look back to see what his behavior is at that point. Good boy. Because if I'm looking back at him, he's going to feel a correction. He turns to see what the hell caused it. I don't want to be standing here looking at him. I just want him to, in his mind, go, ow, that hurt. What was it? Oh, man, the guy's walking the other way. I better pay attention to this guy who's holding the leash because he's likely to turn. It's in my best interest to pay attention to him. A reward U-turn, proving his theory correct. If you hang next to me or even slightly behind me, you may see me turn. And if you see me turn and you turn with me, A, no corrections given. B, you might even get paid. So that's typically what happens after you give 2 or 3 of those, well timed. You'll find the dog starts to walk either behind you or way back, at least next to you, because they want to see what you're up to. It's not about the quantity of reps on this, it's the quality. Here comes another one. This one's going to be a little more significant. Come on. And the reason is, I need him tight with me. I know that hurts some of your feelings at home. Trust me when I tell you, this big boy will survive. I'd rather do it quick like Band-Aid, get it over with, than be out here doing 100 U-turns. Good boy. You'll see him checking in a lot more with me now, keeping me not just in the corner of his eye, but very much paying attention to what I'm doing. Is it perfected right now? No. Good boy. But he's definitely paying more attention to me now than he was when we started this. But that's the difference on the walk. I think we did 3 U-turn corrections. The first 2 were pretty mild, and then that last one was pretty significant. Is it fixed? No. But it is night and day difference. You could bring a dog out. I don't care how old it is, but let's say it's a 5-year-old dog that's been pulling its entire life. You hammer out anywhere from 3 to 4, 5 at the most, perfectly timed U-turn corrections. It will absolutely solve your pulling problem. Look at the difference here. Good boy. And he's not shut down. He's still taking food. He's still happy to be here. But there's a different feel on the walk now. And long story short, we went from him doing whatever it is he wants to do to giving him a job. When they stop being way out front but start doing this, where they're kind of starting to creep out front, you're going to do what we call a sudden stop correction. Good boy. There's an imaginary line where my toes are. See how his toes pass that line? If I stop and he doesn't see me stop, I become a tree. Imagine he's hooked up to a tree. If he keeps going, the line gets tight. Ouch. So he goes, ouch, what caused that? Oh man, Dodo Head stopped. It's probably in my best interest to pay attention to this guy, because not only does he suddenly U-turn, but sometimes he suddenly stops, and it's very hard to predict the sudden stop. Pretty easy to kind of corner eye and see the U-turn coming. Impossible to see the sudden stop unless you're right next to me or slightly behind me. Let's see how he does on the next sudden stop. Again, if he's in the sweet spot, he gets paid. Yeah. He's not super hungry. Normally we'd be feeding him a little later than this, but how are you? Good boy. All right, here comes another sudden stop when he finishes eating that piece. Look at the difference. If the dog is that far out front, that's not sudden stop territory. That's a U-turn. Why the U-turn? It's the most clear picture painted. Ouch, that hurt. What caused it? I'm walking this way. Should have paid attention, should have turned. We're teaching the dog his new job out here is to pay attention to me. Hard to chase ducks, squirrels, attack other dogs, or whatever it is your dog is into if he's got a new job, and that job is to pay attention to the guy or gal holding the leash. That's it. Make them very good at that job. If they're putting 90, 95, or 100% of their bandwidth towards paying attention to you, looking at you, making sure they're staying next to you, very hard to do any other job but that. All right, if you're juggling something, how can you make a ham and cheese sandwich? Just can't happen. All right, here we go. You ready, Bubba? Yes. Heel. See how he does. Good boy. We'll clean that up so he doesn't kick out or go much further than that. But man, I'm happy with that for right now. And yeah, you may argue, oh, he's tired, that's why he's not pulling. Yeah, that's a little bit of it, but what have we been out here, 10 minutes, 12 minutes? It's overcast. That has a little to do with it, and you can use that to your advantage. But I've done this in the middle of winter with a dog that's far from tired. Would we call this healing? No. This is, though, loose leash walking. When we were going that way just 10 so minutes ago, right here, remember what that line looked like. So here we go. We're going to walk through a new and improved way. 3 U-turn corrections and 1 sudden stop correction. Good boy. And yeah, I'll hand it to you. He's tired. He wants to go back home. Air conditioning, water. They're not pulling anymore. And if I want to motivate him, I can use food to motivate him. There's that motivation. So when should you U-turn, corrective U-turn your dog? When they're out front like that. Again, I can't stress you enough. You're not pulling the dog. The line must be loose before you pop it. If the line is already tight, then you miss your opportunity to do it in a timely manner, or you actually have to sneak forward a little bit, put a little bit of slack in the line, and take that slack away. Do not U-turn and stare back at your dog. If you saw mine, it's a U-turn. I'm not even looking back to see what happened. I can feel in the line what happened. So the no pull on the leash casserole, third and final ingredient, once you've put in the 2 big main ingredients, corrective U-turns, correctively sudden stops, is the little tap. If he were to target lock, if he were to do something he's not supposed to do, before he even thinks about doing something silly, I'll give a little pop on the leash. What does that pop look like? It's as if you're holding a hammer in your hand and nailing a nail into a wall somewhere here, somewhere in this range, anywhere from a 1 to a 10. You shouldn't be doing 10s per se for a reminder. The reminders are like a 1, 2, or 3 depending on the dog. And that's it. Those little reminders will get him, if he's thinking about being that inch, 2, 3, 4 inches out front, little reminder tap, my friend, you must stay behind the imaginary line. So again, reminder taps are here, sudden stops are in this territory, U-turns happen in this territory. If the line is this tight, you done goofed up already, close the gap before you take it away. And that's the secret sauce, my friends. Good boy, buddy. Good boy. Still happy to be here. Still my friend. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make it even more pretty, more fancy, bring him into a heel, but I don't wanna heel right now. I don't want him to heel around the whole neighborhood, that's silly. But I do wanna go for a walk like this, which turns into that at some point. Next step would be to pair what we've done with the sudden stops and the U-turns and the reminders. Pair that classically conditioned, the same concept, with an e-collar, and that's how you can get a dog to walk off leash. I mean, with the dog sucked into you like this. Good boy. I hope you guys liked the video. Post in the comments below. If you didn't like what I did, call 1-800-PETA. This is how it's done, folks. I'm not trying to play some BS like Zach George does, and 6 weeks later, the dog's still pulling as bad, if not worse, than when the day we started. No, we're gonna fix this in literally 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then we're gonna have a wonderful time doing anything other than teaching him how to walk. Now I enjoy walking this dog as of right now. Before it was a pain in the butt, but we let it ride for a few days just because I don't want him to come right to our program and just get hammered day 1. Hey, he didn't need that. And so here we are. Good boy, huh? Like, share, subscribe. See you on the next video. Let's go, Bubba. Good boy. Good boy.